Dwayne Anthony De Rosario is a retired Canadian professional soccer player, who played as a forward or as an attacking midfielder. A versatile attacker, he played for the Toronto Lynx, FSV Zwickau and Richmond Kickers early in his career. He came to prominence in the 2000s playing in Major League Soccer for the San Jose Earthquakes, Houston Dynamo, Toronto FC, New York Red Bulls and DC United. A four-time MLS Cup champion, he also won the 2011 MLS Most Valuable Player award. He is the top scorer in Toronto FC history, and with 104 goals is the sixth leading scorer in MLS history. Internationally, De Rosario represented the Canadian national team from 1998 to 2015 where he is their all-time leading scorer, with 22 goals in 81 games. De Rosario is a 2000 CONCACAF Gold Cup champion and four-time Canadian Player of the Year. As part of the Canadian Soccer Association's 2012 centennial celebration, he was honored on the all-time Canada 11 men's team. Personal: born in Scarborough, Ontario, De Rosario is the son of Guyanese immigrants to Canada. He adopted a strict vegan diet in 1994, but started eating fish 10 years later. He is married to Brandy De Rosario and has two sons and a daughter. His cousin is Olympic hurdler Priscilla Lopes-Schleip. He attended Winston Churchill Collegiate Institute in his hometown and currently resides in the Toronto area. Club career. Early career. As a 14-year-old De Rosario rejected an offer from AC Milan after a successful trial due to him not being ready to commit to living in Italy. He began his professional career in 1997 at the age of 18, signing with the Toronto Lynx of the A-League. Halfway through the season, however, De Rosario opted to change clubs, signing with German side FSV Zwickau. After 2 seasons with Zwickau, De Rosario opted to return to North America, signing with the Richmond Kickers in 1999. After a slow 1999 season, in which he registered 2 goals and 5 assists, De Rosario exploded in 2000, contributing 15 goals and 5 assists while leading the team to a 20-6-1 record. San Jose Earthquakes. The next season, when Canadian Frank Yallop was named head coach of the San Jose Earthquakes, De Rosario was one of his first acquisitions. De Rosario proved Yallop's judgment right, scoring 5 goals and 4 assists in only 1,072 minutes for the Earthquakes in 2001, playing an important role as the team went on to win the MLS Cup. He scored the golden goal in the final and was named MLS Cup MVP. De Rosario had similar success in 2002, registering 4 goals and 8 assists in 1,637 minutes, though the Quakes fell short of a repeat. In 2003, a torn ACL hobbled De Rosario for much of the season, but he still managed to make a late surge, registering 4 goals and 3 assists in only 686 minutes and helping lead the team to a second MLS Cup championship. De Rosario played 1,214 minutes in 2004, scoring 5 goals, including the 2004 MLS Goal of the Year, and 3 assists. In December 2004 De Rosario had a trial with Nottingham Forest, but he was not offered a contract by the team. In 2005, following Landon Donovan's departure, De Rosario moved to midfield and promptly led MLS in assists with 13, while scoring 9 goals, including the 2005 MLS Goal of the Year, the only player ever to receive that honor in 2 consecutive years, for a powerful bending free kick in the last regular season game against the Los Angeles Galaxy. He was named to the MLS Best 11. Houston Dynamo. Due to San Jose's failure to reach a stadium agreement with AEG, De Rosario, along with the rest of his Earthquakes teammates, moved to Houston for the 2006 season. During the 2006 MLS All-Star Game in Chicago, De Rosario scored the only goal of the game in the 70th minute to lift the MLS All-Stars to a 1-0 win over Chelsea, a pre-season friendly for the London club. De Rosario was one of only 4 players on the MLS team to play the entire match. De Rosario and the Houston Dynamo captured the 2006 MLS Cup title by beating the New England Revolution on November 12, 2006. The Dynamo won in a shootout, and De Rosario successfully converted his penalty kick. De Rosario signed a contract extension with Houston through 2010, where he was reported to make $325,000 per year. He was later transferred to Toronto before the end of his contract. The next year, De Rosario and the Dynamo repeated the feat by winning the 2007 MLS Cup, beating New England 2-1. De Rosario was named MLS Cup MVP, the first player ever to win the award twice. De Rosario made his third consecutive All-Star appearance at the 2008 MLS All-Star Game in his home country, when the game was held in Toronto. He scored the decisive goal on a penalty kick in the 69th minute in the MLS All-Stars 3-2 victory over West Ham United. Toronto FC De Rosario was traded to Toronto FC on December 12, 2008 in return for Julius James and allocation money, after long speculation that De Rosario would move to his hometown club. He made his competitive debut for Toronto FC on Saturday, March 21 against the Kansas City Wizards, setting up Jim Brennan for Toronto's first goal in a 3-2 victory. He scored his first goal for Toronto from a header in a 1-1 draw at BMO Field against FC Dallas. De Rosario was expected to miss the first 2 to 4 weeks of Toronto FC's training camp due to a calf injury obtained in the January 31, 2010 match against Jamaica, and return to game action in Toronto's 1-0 pre-season win versus the University of South Florida. On April 8, 2010, De Rosario was named captain of Toronto FC, the second in the club's history, after the retirement of Jim Brennan. 2 days later, De Rosario scored his first goal of the 2010 season, his team's first, in a 4-1 loss to the New England Revolution. On April 15, 2010, De Rosario scored twice in Toronto's 2-1 home opener win against the Philadelphia Union. In his next game versus the Colorado Rapids, De Rosario scored his fourth goal of the season, and more importantly, became Toronto FC's all-time leading scorer in the regular season. De Rosario again found the back of the net on April 25 in a 2-0 home win against Seattle Sounders FC, scoring the first goal, his fifth of the season. Until O'Brien White scored the second goal for Toronto, De Rosario had previously scored all of Toronto's goals up until that point in the season. For his efforts in that game, he was awarded the MLS Player of the Week for Week 5. De Rosario was again honored with the Player of the Week award on Week 10 of the MLS season, for his 2-goal performance against his former team the San Jose Earthquakes. De Rosario had scored the second and third goal in Toronto FC's 3-1 win. De Rosario continued to have a successful 2010 season for Toronto, culminating in a spot on the MLS All-Star team, scoring a goal in the 5-2 loss to Manchester United. On August 3, 2010, De Rosario scored against CD Motagua in the second leg of Toronto FC's CONCACAF Champions League preliminary round tie, which at the time, put TFC ahead on 2-1 on aggregate. They would eventually win 3-2 on aggregate. On December 28, De Rosario was confirmed to be on trial with Scottish Premier League club Celtic by manager Neil Lennon. Dwayne and Celtic inquired about the possibility of a short-term loan deal until the MLS season kicked off in March, however new Toronto FC coach Aaron Winter and the league denied any further negotiations. De Rosario scored the first Toronto goal of the 2011 season on March 19 in a 4-2 away defeat to Vancouver Whitecaps FC in what was the league's first All-Canadian match-up. The goal scored in the 20th minute was also the 8,000th goal scored in Major League Soccer's history. New York Red Bulls New York Red Bulls acquired De Rosario on April 1, 2011 in exchange for midfielder Tony Charney, defender Danley Borman and a first-round 2012 MLS Superdraft pick. He scored his first goal for New York on a penalty, as the second goal, in a 3-2 loss to Chivas USA. DC United DC United acquired De Rosario on June 27, 2011, in exchange for midfielder Dax McCarty. he scored his first goal for the club against his former club New York Red Bulls on his return to Red Bull Arena. On July 30, 2011 his double gave United a 2-0 victory over former club, San Jose. On August 6, 2011 he led United to a 3-3 draw against Toronto FC. With his hat-trick, all 3 goals were scored while United played with 10 men following an early ejection of goalkeeper Bill Hammond. His second hat-trick was recorded on September 25, 2011 as he recorded all 3 goals in the span of 9 minutes, setting another MLS record. De Rosario completed the season with a total of 16 goals and 12 assists over 32 games. Of those, 13 goals and 7 assists were made during his 17 games with United. On August 29, 2012, De Rosario scored his 100th MLS goal, in a 2-2 home draw against the Red Bulls. He was the 7th player to reach the milestone. Returned to Toronto FC. After having his option declined by DC United, De Rosario returned to Toronto FC on December 18, 2013, after being chosen in the 2013 MLS re-entry draft. He officially signed with the club on January 9, 2014. It was announced on December 3, 2014 that Toronto had declined the option to renew De Rosario's contract. Retirement. De Rosario officially announced his retirement on May 10, 2015, and that he would be taking an ambassador role with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. International. De Rosario represented the Canadian U20 team at the 1997 FIFA World Youth Championship, and the Canadian U23 team at the 1999 Pan American Games in Winnipeg. He received his first senior cap for Canada on May 18, 1998 against FYR Macedonia at the age of 20. He won the 2000 CONCACAF Gold Cup with Canada and represented them as well at the 2001 FIFA Confederations Cup. In 2007, De Rosario won the Male Canadian Player of the Year award, making it 3 consecutive years receiving the honor. In 2007, he scored 5 goals in 8 games, the most in a year for the CMNT since John Catlive in 1993. De Rosario was picked for his first CONCACAF Gold Cup in 4 years, after being selected by coach Stephen Hart in late May 2011 for the 23-man tournament roster. After a disappointing 2-0 defeat to United States in the opening game of the group, Canada failed to exit the group with a 1-1 record. They only managed to score 2 goals, both from De Rosario at the penalty spot. De Rosario continued his goal scoring with 2 goals in the opening stage of 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification. One came against St. Lucia in early September and the other against St. Kitts and Nevis in mid-November. His goal against St. Kitts was his 19th international goal, which tied him as Canadian all-time top goal scorer with Dale Mitchell. On December 14, De Rosario was awarded 2011 Canadian Player of the Year, receiving 47.7% of the vote, Simeon Jackson in second and Josh Simpson finishing in third. This was the 4th time De Rosario was honored with the award. On September 7, 2012, De Rosario scored his 20th goal for Canada in a 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification match against Panama, making him the all-time leading goal scorer for Canada. De Rosario's final appearance for Canada was also his last as a player, scoring a goal in a 1-1 draw with Iceland on January 19, 2015. Career statistics. International goals as of match played January 16, 2015. References. External links: MLS player profile, CanadaSoccer.com with a national team player profile of De Rosario, Dwayne De Rosario at national-football-teams.com, Dwayne De Rosario on Twitter.